Namaskara, Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, Harihi Om. Buddhir-bhalam, yashodhairyam, nirbhayatvam arogata, ajadyam vakpatutvam cha, hanumat smaranat bhavet. On this very scintillating, sanctifying Saturday, we present to you an evening full of energy, enthusiasm, and many inspired thoughts. We at Sai Raman Nritya Tumakuru take great pleasure in welcoming all of you to our very enlivening, thought-inspiring webinar series, SANKATHA, a conversation with internationally acclaimed male dancers, an initiative of RASAGRAAHI. And today evening, we have one of the most sought-after male dancers, the one who is very seasoned in the art of Bharatanatyam, who has risen to a great height, Sri Suhail Bhan ji, as a guest of honor. We welcome you, sir. A respectful welcome to you.
Thank you so much. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, sir. Welcome. A very warm welcome to our captain of the crew, Vidwan Sagar Tumakuru, who has been himself very inspirational, motivating for all of us to be carrying out Rasagrahi, Sankatha, and many such things with all fervor and flamboyance. We welcome you on board Vidwan Sagar Tumakuru, sir.
Thank you.
A heartfelt welcome to all of viewers out there who always take lot of love, lot of care, concern upon us in blessing us each time with their august presence and motivation. A respectful welcome to you all, dear audience members. Today, being this sanctifying Saturday, we are in conversation with yet another very beautiful, profound artist, Sri Suhail Bhan ji, who is a Bharatanatyam exponent, who is a Doordarshan graded artist, who has studied Bharatanatyam under the guidance of Guru Justin McCarthy. He has proved himself to be a very natural dancer from the very beginning. His specialty lies in his combination of grace and strength in a very unique, distinctive way that is both lyrical and dynamic. He has been teaching Bharatanatyam at the Sri Ram Bharatiya Kala Kendra, Delhi for several years now. He has participated in numerous dance programs such as Sark Sufi Festival, Sark Literature Festival, Delhi International Arts Festival, Indradhanush Festival, Natya Darshan Festival, Khajuraho Mahotsav, Kala Ghoda Mahotsav, Sopan Nrita Nrityati, Nimarana Fort, Tirumala Tirupati, etc. in India, and several prestigious festivals abroad, including USA, Canada, Hong Kong, Colombia, Romania, Australia, Reunion Island, UAE, London, and many more. He is awarded by several prestigious organizations for his excellent contribution to the rich field of Bharatanatyam. He has an excellent command over all the parameters of Bharatanatyam that a consummate artist should have. He has received the Arsha Kala Chudamani Award by Kirtishesha Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Ladies and gentlemen, Rasagrahi, Sankatha, Sri Sai Raman Nritya Kendra, all of us here at these profound institutions are very fortunate and glad to have Sri Suhail Bhan ji on board. And without further delay, I now keep the floor open for our two very inspiring gentlemen for an inspirational conversation. Sankatha, a conversation with male artists. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha, and the floor is all yours.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Rupashri ma'am. Thanks for the great introduction and setting the whole board on a right path. And welcome Suhail Bhan from New Delhi, who is joining today on board to discuss and share his own experiences about dance and what feels dancing like to all of them, and to inspire the whole lot of viewers who are watching all of us. Welcome, Suhail. Namaste.
First of all, I want to thank Sagar for having me today evening. And like all other dancers, I have not come prepared anything. So I believe in Manodharma. So We are just going to improvise.
That's a
Yeah,
wonderful word to start with, Manodharma. I think something
yeah.
which gives identity to each of us as individuals when we perform, and as artists to develop. They say that classical art forms have a very strict framework and things like that, but this component of Manodharma brings us a great joy of being what we are on stage. I think thank you so much for reminding us. We'll go to this point very quickly again. But Suhail, something which I want to note with your introduction is about the charm of our Indian classical dances beyond boundaries. Because there was an era when the male performers used to do Natuvangam and the female dancers used to perform. Slowly, there was a transition. So, male dancers started performing on stage, and now I think male dancers do dominate even in all equally with female artists on board. But there are a lot of other things which have been changing in the field of dance, and it is there is a question that philosophically what dance means, but it is beyond everything, is what you have proved. Embracing Indian classical art form. So I want to hear the very interesting story about how did you get into the niche of this Bharatanatyam, and how did it absorb you?
I entered in Bharatanatyam, I think almost 20 years back, and I started learning 20 years back. And I used to love dance from my childhood, definitely like any other dancers. And I used to, again, Manodharma thing I'm going to use again, that I used to improvise on different kind of music. I used to dance on, different pieces. It's not about only Indian classical, even Western classical music also I used to, improvise on tango, the music of tango, or different kind of music I used to improvise on. And one day, my real uncle, he found me dancing in his room. It's like, I think 2001, something like that, years back, in 2001. And when he saw me dancing in his room, I got scared when I saw him, because I was a very small child, young child. So then he was like, no, no, you continue, you dance, no problem. So I started doing my own stuff, and he really liked it. And then then he took me to Leela Sampson. I met Leela Sampson in 2001, I guess. And then she also played some music from her stock, some mridangam jati or something she played that time. And then I started dancing on that, again improvising on that music. So she really liked it, and she was like, don't teach him, because he's already very creative in his own way, so don't give him any form. But my uncle was like, no, he needs a form, he needs a base. So then we took some suggestion from her that where I should go and learn. Then she suggested one of her students, and then I started studying under him. So my teacher is actually a disciple, one of the senior disciple of Leela Sampson. So
That's
there
so
my
nice.
journey started.
That's so nice to know. But yeah, you said you were dancing for Western, you were dancing for the Eastern music and various different music and things like that. But was it your conscious decision to do classical dance, or why not Western?
So as a soloist, I won't deny I do contemporary solo performances also. I don't do group work of contemporary, and more of I do more solo. Either it's Bharatanatyam or contemporary. I'm more comfortable in Ekal Nritya, solo performances. And Bharatanatyam, actually, I didn't chose Bharatanatyam. My uncle found Bharatanatyam in my improvisation of dance. So then he clicked. Then he took me to, yeah. Then only I met Leela Sampson. he was like, yeah, you should follow her or you should learn from her. I actually wanted to learn from her directly, but she was busy in Kalakshetra. She was a director at that moment, I guess. So she was really busy in her own stuff. So that was the reason I chose Bharatanatyam. And I loved it though.
That's so nice. So, coming from a different, background of your daily rituals and things like that, because as we are brought up, we know the deities, we know the history of those deities, and the form. At least, if you say Ganesha, it's there. But you come up from a background of religion, where the god is so formless, and that's the ultimate goal of any dancer, to reach towards that formless god anyway. But in Indian philosophy, we do have this imagery which for gods. So, and all these are dedicated. When you dance, you express that imagery through your dance. So while learning classical dance art form, uh, how did you find that imagery, because it was not naturally found in your family or your background? So how did you find that imagery as complementing, or was it a little tough to understand, or did you do a little more hard work than others? Because it was easy if you say Ganesha, Shiva, or Vishnu, they would understand very easily, but you will have to do some homework about reading those subjects and those deities and their stories and things like that, and probably then improvise on it. So, how did that feel for you?
So actually, everyone everyone gets confused with my name. My name is Suhail, but I'm not a Muslim. I'm a
Okay.
Kashmiri Brahmin. I'm a Kashmiri Pandit. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, so everyone gets confused. So I tell them Bhan, and they get confused and they say it's Khan. So I'm not Khan. I'm Bhan. So yeah,
Okay.
it's not so difficult for me. Even I
Oh,
don't say only for Hindu or Muslim. I mean, even Muslim, there are many Muslim dancers, and they do also really well. I mean, we cannot, if they love something, they will do it for sure.
that's true. So nice to know about your origin. I'm very sorry that I thought in a different way. I'm sorry. So many of us had that misconceptions, but so I think you cleared it all. But
Yeah.
yeah, I think you come from the most serene part of the Makutam of the Bharat Mata. So that's so nice to know
Yeah.
and have you on board. And there is a small question from the viewers, which I want to take it up immediately. Um, yeah. So you have learned many styles of dancing, classical, Western, contemporary, and other forms. So, what is the influence you bring in, or how do other forms of dance influence your presentation of classical style? This is a
So
question
let
by
me clear
Dr.
this.
Nitin Shiraleji.
Okay. Nitin. Okay. Hi, Nitin. Let me clear. I'm not trained in contemporary or any the other forms. I'm trained only in Bharatanatyam. But it doesn't mean that I don't do contemporary. I do my own flow of contemporary, mixing of Bharatanatyam, a bit elements of Bharatanatyam, and yeah. But I'm not trained in ballet or any contemporary dance forms. Yeah.
Okay. So, do you use them in your choreographies when you do your solo performances? Is the question. Do you use those
Yes, I
movements,
do.
or do you strictly stick on to your presentation of a classical, way of presenting?
Yeah, so definitely, if I'm doing Bharatanatyam traditional presentation, it will be Bharatanatyam. It will be all traditional choreographies I will be presenting. And when I'm doing contemporary, I will be mixing a bit of Bharatanatyam movements, not definitely leg movements and all, but yeah, more the body movement and hand movements will be more of contemporary
Hmm.
and with few mudras and all. But yeah, but I keep
Okay.
both of them separate. Yeah.
That's so nice. So, yeah, now since I know that you are a Pandit, so I'm talking to a Pandit now. So, how do you feel? What is the connection which you find between the rituals which we do in the morning, in the noon, or traditionally which were there with us, and their linkage with classical dance, because even dance is a way of worship, as we all know. So how through dance you perform these rituals, or what is the connect do you find between these two?
Definitely, spiritualism is a very powerful, yeah, we have to be spiritual as well. As I do meditation, I do pranayam. I have a spiritual master which I don't take name because we don't take his name. We just call him Sahibji and we pray him. And yeah, I've got the path from him, a spiritual path. So yeah, and another thing, my dance is my another path of spirituality. So
Exactly.
they both go together with me. Yeah.
So, how was your experience learning when you started learning? What hurdles did you find? I would rather put it that way. What were the points of challenge for you when you started learning Bharatanatyam?
There was, I don't think so. There was any problems. It was, yeah, I used to be very curious all the time that what next I'm going to learn, like any other students. So yeah, and I used to have so many foreigner students with me. They used to study with me, and yeah, I because I was the youngest, so I used to call them Didi or something like that. I never used to like that. Yeah, other than that, not any, no, none of the problems. It was like quite smooth.
That's nice. So, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
your body was very much accepting the style of Bharatanatyam, I feel. So,
Yes, so I think my uncle's decision was correct. So I always thank him for this,
that's
because
nice.
he has the eyes, everyone doesn't have that kind of eye. So yeah, he's very good in that.
So when we look at Bharatanatyam as a art form, which is coming from a South Indian background, one of the part of Abhinayam, which is Vachikam, is mostly Sanskrit and predominantly Telugu and Tamil and Kannada and other languages of South India, which we generally find, which is a little bit unknown to the North Indian people, because if it's a Gujarati or if it is Bengali and Hindi, they all have little similar words which you could understand. But we the Hindi to Kannada or Hindi to Tamil, there is a huge variation. So, how do you find like to understand the lyrics, and what exercise do you do to dwell more into the lyrics part of it? Because that's a challenge again for people, which I found generally.
Actually, that's true. So I feel Telugu is quite easier than Tamil. Telugu is quite easier and it's beautiful. Both the languages are definitely beautiful, but I really like Telugu. Doing padams or any, yeah.
And
And
the thing is, even Kshetragna Padams or the Varnams by Tanjo Quadrit in Telugu are pretty simply, I mean, simple in their wording. So I think it's easy and more
exactly in
musical.
the sentence. Yes, 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 yes. So, and yeah, it's not definitely difficult because I have taken this as a profession. It's my responsibility to find out this stuff and learn them, or yeah. So
Now, so with this whole world, which of I think globalization and Western, modern, everything going on, where do you find place for classical dance in the general public? We have our own circle, like Suhail is known to all Bharatanatyam artists. As a community, we know each other, and we know who is doing what and things like that, and we share our own work, and we have our own niche of people. But reaching out to the general public is a whole different story, which I think in the recent years, the classical dances are not performing well, except some Kathak, performances which are being done in movies in Bollywood, which they have picked up because of the subject, like movies related to kings and things like that. So where do you find, and we all face this problem of no audience for our shows, and quality of audience also coming down, quantity of audience is also coming down for us. So what do you find the reasons are for this as a person? Because yeah.
I feel, it depends on artist, who, like, what kind of pieces you are presenting and where. You have to be very careful, who is watching you. You have to become, yeah, if you are doing in North, I might, even when I performed in Sufi festival, I took many of, Kabir bhajans and Mirza Ghalib's poetry and all. So
Oh,
yeah,
oh.
one needs to be very, yeah, it's our responsibility what we are presenting, and we want people to, like our work. I want, in Sufi festival, I will not present a Varnam or, yeah, or a Padam or a Javali or something. So yeah, maybe if you can take a format, kind of a format, but yeah, you have to be very careful that what you're presenting and in front of whom you're dancing. In North mainly,
So
yeah.
you mean to say we need to have kind of two kind of repertoire in your sense? One is for the sabas or the places like NCPA or something like that, or Sri Ram Performing Arts Center stage where artists will generally visit, and you have their own art festivals or something like that. So there people do understand. So you kind of do a traditional repertoire. But if it's for a general public, I think we need to choose the lyrics part of it, which is known to them, the language which is known to them, and more popular compositions are to be taken. Is what is your opinion? I think that's very true.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. We have to be
yeah.
very careful what we are doing and in front of whom we are dancing.
Yes. So, but do you think that this will also lead us to our own, what you can say, lacuna of not people not receiving Alaripu, people not receiving Varnam? Do you think if we perform Varnam, they won't enjoy?
Sorry, come again.
See, as you said, the audience, you have a public performance. Let me keep it very simple. We have a public performance where there are a lot of audience and there are common people, like you said. Your choice would be to present some bhajans or some poems by great artists,
Or Tilanas, yeah,
Tilanas or something like that. So, incorporating of some little bit of traditional items in between will also, won't you think that it will also introduce the artist into the nuances of classical items?
yeah, a bit you can do, but yeah, there also. I mean, we can't do Padam in Delhi. If like I danced in Central Park in Sopan Festival, so I did more of traditional pieces like Akriti, Tyagaraja Kriti, or a Tilana, or something, and I finished with one of the Ravi Shankarji's bhajan, Pandit Ravi Shankar's bhajan. So yeah, that bhajan was also, it was, they could relate easily, and even Tilana also they relate easily because there is adavs, there is, movements. Yeah.
So I think
So
I
yeah,
can.
we can definitely incorporate.
Yes. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you mean to put up a point that it's very important to understand the background of the audience whom we are performing in front of them. And though it is too classical or we do something, incorporation of various different lyrics, but they have to be little more known to the people. So, familiarity of those the subjects is more important for a performer, is what you say.
Important. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
That's so nice. So,
Hmm.
what is your take on using fusion music to dance?
I don't think it's wrong. Nothing is wrong. Nothing is right when it comes to if you enjoy dance, if you're enjoying dancing on Tchaikovsky's any composition, why not? But yeah, not on Bollywood songs, I guess. Not on Bollywood. When it goes like many dancers are doing like that also, but I won't say
No,
much
because
about
we
that.
find, we find albums which are coming up because it is Carnatic Kritis only, but with Western fusion vocal music, which is having a different kind of a flavor of East and West coming together as an album. So, do you think that would be because it's already a hit as a vocal piece? It's a hit. So, incorporating that into dance, would that be out of our framework, or it is still it can be part of our own repertoire? It's just an
So I
opinion.
feel, if we like something, we should just do it. I'm very much open to criticism always. If someone wants to criticize me, I'm okay. I'm very happy because yeah, I will improve with that.
That's true.
So yeah, I don't mind if someone is criticizing my work.
That's nice. So going before your main point of Manodharma, which you like the most, I want to ask this question. What is the most favorite part of your dance? Because dance has abhinaya and dance has a lot of nritta, which is devoid of abhinaya and abstract dance. So which one do you like the most and why?
Mm, I like both of them. I like both of them definitely. Nritta is there is different feeling for Nritta and there is different feeling for Abhinaya as well. So yeah, I love both of them.
Okay. So performing as a performer, and you've been performing at various different festivals and across. When you do Nritta, what do you think, apart from, what we have learned, the adavus and things like that, what are the other qualities which a dancer need to look at very carefully when he's presenting a Nritta?
Um, the flow of the movement or uh, you just enjoy whatever yeah, like when you're learning, when you're studying dance under your teacher, under your guru, you yeah, you follow them also, your teachers also, how they are doing movement, and even you look at your senior students or senior like classmates and how they are doing movements, and not like while performing on stage, do not look at the audience and all. I don't like watching audience. I just think about the movements. I think about my choreography. I'm more into, yeah. And yeah, another thing very important, that we should always give a presentation like it is our last presentation. Online is also, I would say, like if you are doing group classes, it's a bit difficult sometimes
Hmm.
in online classes, virtual classes. But if you're doing um, but if you're doing individual classes online, that works really well because you can see each and every mistakes, each and every thing, you can correct them sitting. It's not about aramandi or even natyarambi. You can see beautiful natyarambi also if you have an individual someone learning
Yeah.
from you. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a big task in a group classes, but yeah, we have to manage.
Hmm.
So
So you
yeah,
mean to say
we have to manage.
one-on-one classes online is actually working well?
Works well, really well. Yes, yes. At the moment also, I have like classes like in Bharti Kala Kendra, then Gurgaon NGO classes. Then I have many individual classes as well abroad, China, US, Canada, and many other countries. I'm taking group classes as well as the individual classes also. So it works really well. Short group actually works really well,
Yeah. So
apart
you
from
can
individual
focus.
sessions.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And about the NGO kids, where they come from a background with lot of stress and pressure in different ways. In maybe in
Hmm.
economy, maybe I mean, different ways of challenges which they do to even survive sometimes, isn't it? So teaching them dance, and how do they receive dance?
So in general, they don't get so easily what they are getting at the moment. So I can see the passion and love for dance in them.
Hmm.
And I'm working with them from past, I think, 3 years now. So yeah, they have that fire in them, and I
Hmm.
really want to see them somewhere one day. So yeah, they're doing really well. That's what every teacher wants their student to be in a best place.
That's true. So whatever background they come from, if they have that interest and that fire in them to, learn the art form, I think that is very important for them to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. So as a performer, you've been performing in various different prestigious festivals. So what's your experience on live orchestra performance to a recorded music performance?
Definitely recorded, like live music is live music. If you have, there is another feeling, when you have musicians with you performing for you. And when you're doing recorded also, then also it's not so bad, because if you don't have much budget, as you know, that there are not much budget all the time. So that also works well. It's not like that. But yeah, I would definitely love to go for always, for live music. It's the feeling is all different. You are in another level. You are in
Very true.
another level.
But
Yeah.
do the audience or the organizers understand this experience or difference between live and orchestra? Because live and CD, because they have this fixed kind of budget when they give any program, or sometimes it's also pay to perform sort of a thing which happens in most in some of the cases. So in that case, it's a huge responsibility on the dancer also, because yes, live performance is not only for the dancer but for the audience also. It will be obviously a greater level of experience. Listening to the voice live and mridangam and all those instruments in live along with the dancer performing, the experience would be obviously better. But do you think the organizers are not understanding this, or actually they don't have the budget at all to promote that kind of a performance? What could be the reason?
I I think, it doesn't matter. They won't understand the importance of, that artist wants, the needs of the artist. If they have, I shouldn't say this, but yeah, if they have budget or not, they will do what they want to do. If they
Yeah,
want us to do live music, they will
yeah.
do it. In government shows, it's not like that. They have to pay whatever amount is fixed for all the artists or the musicians. But in private programs, in private shows, it's not like that. So
Hmm.
they fluctuate. They get influence from others, I guess.
Hmm.
They get influence from others. Like if someone is paying less, they also start copying them. The copying thing is not a right thing. If you
Correct.
copy someone in a wrong thing, copy in a good way. If someone is doing right, or if someone is doing good to someone, you should follow that, but not bad thing, yeah. So
That's nice. I think I have two more questions and then we can go for rapid fire. The first question, the last but one question I would say, is your view on pay and perform, or pay to
I
perform?
hate that. I hate that. I never paid for performance, I have never paid. And yeah, I even tell my students also, you shouldn't do that. I understand they want platforms, so they do competitions, few competitions, and they go and they perform there. It's fine, but not it's not a good thing. We should not entertain that, you know, proceed in that way, I
So,
feel.
what do you think the loss, if we are doing, if we are continuing this pay to perform kind of culture, what is the loss for the fraternity of performing arts itself, be it music or dance?
Actually, yeah. So if we pay and perform, then the same thing. So we are creating actually mess for our younger generation. You know.
That's true.
So yeah. So we have to be very careful. Like I recently danced with Pratibha Prahaladji for her production. So there also she was saying like you have to speak, you all have to speak on your own, no one is there to help you in that way. If you have something, just, yeah, you have to say. If you won't speak, no one will understand. So pay and perform thing is a very bad thing, and we should stop that.
Yeah, I think all of us need to be united, even to fight against this kind of pay to perform. Because first of all, we are learning the art, and our art probably has some value. And I think that goes on a toss when you pay for your own performance, and also the quality of maybe some of the good performance would be there, but you don't really, because you're paying for it. No, it's like marrying with dowry and marrying without dowry. There is love when you don't marry, when you marry without dowry, and there's nothing else.
I
But if
agree.
you're
I
doing
agree.
dowry, you have that kind of a sense of, I've paid for it, so that stage is mine for that 1 hour or 2 hour of performance when they are giving. So I think that is
I
nice.
agree. I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
So I think the another thing is now, after, especially, we had this workshops and short-term courses under great maestro artists even before, but after this COVID-19 and digital era, which we have reached now in past 2 3 years, there are too many workshops which are happening across. I won't say it's bad, but how can a child or a normal performer imbibe an item? Because you have these workshops for 5 days, 6 days, because they also have, organizers also have constraints that artists cannot teach for 6 months and call it a workshop. So it has to be within that stipulated time. So
Absolutely.
so how do you think that we need to take these workshops? Are these workshops in a way good, or who should attend these workshops? Should there be a rider, or what do you want to say about these workshops which do happen and people do attend?
So, many students, like even fresh students who wants to take up dance as a, like, if they want to learn dance, they, sometimes ask for, what do you call that? What do you call that? Like they want to, check if they can do, what do you call that class? They take extra class in the beginning. What do you call that word? I forgot the word.
You mean to say extra class in the beginning?
In the beginning, yeah, they want to take just to see if they can do it or not.
Oh, okay. It's like sample.
Yeah, yeah, like that.
Demo,
So
demo class or something like.
demo class. Yeah, I forgot the word. So yeah, people ask for the demo classes also, So yeah, so workshops, if they understand from workshop also if they can do it or not, so they will know easily. They don't need the demo class then, I guess so.
Yeah, yeah. So, do
So
you
and
think learning
workshops are
Varnam in
okay,
5 days will work out for them? Because Varnam is such a great, I mean, heavy item, and
yeah.
that's been offered for 5 days, obviously. So, learning a Varnam in 5 days, will they be able to decipher the whole thing, or no, in your viewpoint?
I feel, for trained dancers, it's okay to learn a Varnam in a 5 days also, but not for the freshers. How can they
Yeah,
learn? They should not be allowed to attend the workshop. I
correct.
guess, yeah, yeah. That's what I think.
Yeah, that's nice. So after this COVID scene, so we have this pre-COVID era and post-COVID era. We don't know when we are going back to our normal stages. So, what is your view on online shows? Have you done any online shows in your own place in the last 2 years?
I don't like online shows, but I did.
What's
I
your
did because
experience?
yeah, there was invitation. It was okay. I was dancing in my rooms, not in my like not at our like my own residence, but in my center, my college. So it was okay. I danced and people were there. Like it's a like this interview, or it was a similar way. So I just danced and we just talk a bit, and it was fine. But I am not so happy to do online performances kind of thing.
Hmm. So you
Yeah,
want to go back to stage as much as possible.
absolutely. Yes, yes. I did actually perform a lot in after the lockdown thing, so it was okay for me.
That's nice.
I traveled also out of Delhi, and also it was fun. And I love Bangalore. So today you are in Bangalore, right, Sagar?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, so I really like Bangalore, though I haven't been to Bangalore for a long, long time. But yeah, I'm happy that I'm at least connecting virtually in Bangalore.
You're
So yeah,
always invited to Bangalore. Bangalore is, the seat of art now in Karnataka, and I think we welcome everybody, and we have accepted all types of dances till now. We are more
I
open,
agree.
I feel. So you're invited.
Absolutely.
We look out for your
Absolutely.
performance we have held in Bangalore, and
Definitely.
yeah, sure.
Definitely. Definitely.
Have you come up with any solo thematic productions, Suhail?
Thematic solo production, I have not done it yet, but I kind of do, like I mentioned that I take like not ghazals, but poetries, different poetries I take from different writers and all. So I present that not like a production, but uh, like
As an item?
as an items, yeah, choreographies like that, pieces you can
Okay.
say,
So when you
not as a
choreograph these,
production.
yeah, yeah, when you choreograph these kind of poems, so what is the difference between a traditional repertory item like a padam or a javali to the independence did you get when you choreograph a ghazal or a poem, Hindi poem or something like that?
It's a similar way, it's a similar joy. A Tamilian will choreograph a padam, and for me the same way, opposite way.
You mean to say it's only the part of Abhinaya, but only I think the lyrics and the mood is changing.
Yes, 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 it's more flowy, yeah.
So before going to, I think before ending it, I think I should ask you the last question about Manodharma. So why do you feel that Manodharma is so important for any dancer?
Manodharma is very important because if you by mistake as a student, if I'm saying if any student is performing on stage and if they forget the choreography or even any jati or anything, they have to be very smart enough to mold the mistake into part of choreography.
Mm.
So yeah, so improvisation is also very important. If you forget anything, it's not about that only forgetting anything, but otherwise also you should keep you should keep a composition where you can even improvise on stage, which
Mm.
is
Mm.
not, I don't know how much it's possible for everyone, but yeah, it's fun actually. You don't know what you're going to do, and the outcome is really beautiful. The
Mm.
feeling of the composition, everything changes, I feel that way.
Do you think that while doing Manodharma or something like that, we get involved more than presenting what has been already learnt because your senses are too perceptive at that point of time because you want to hear to the mood of the song, you feel the song, and then you do whatever your body likes to do it and a sketch a kind of an image through that Manodharma, isn't it?
Absolutely, you're right. Yes, the
That's so nice.
flow, the flow and the feeling is altogether very different. You're not thinking about anything. You're not thinking about the choreography, and you're
Yeah,
just doing it. You're just doing it. You don't know
that's
who
so
is
nice.
sitting, who is watching. Even you don't know who is watching you because you are
Mm.
so much involved with that composition.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's so nice. Thank you, Suhail. I think all the formal questions to you are done, and I think I also thank all the viewers who have been so supportive for this cause of Sankatha, and they've also asked you a question, and we could take up that too today for your session. Thank you so much. And just to know a casual part of you, we have a small rapid fire round. So I'll just ask you, and whatever strikes to your mind, you can just answer out of it,
Okay.
right? Memory,
Memory
best memory, yeah,
is very important. Oh, my memory?
best memory, yeah.
As in what sense?
Any best memory of your life?
Mm, performing for my spiritual master.
Ah, that's very nice.
Yeah.
Place you wish to travel again and again.
London.
London. What are you scared of?
I'm not scared of anything. Nothing.
No, none of the factors scare you at any point of time. That's
No,
nice.
no, no.
Who are your lifelines?
Who are my lifelines?
Lifelines, yeah.
What does that mean?
Any trouble, so you go to them. And any suggestion you ask them. And though you ask or no, they are always, you feel that they are always with you in your good times and in your bad times.
I ask myself, so
That's nice.
yeah, I ask myself, and I do check with my uncle also sometimes if I have if I need any suggestions, and I definitely ask my teacher also. Yeah,
That's nice. So, what,
yeah.
how important is practice for you?
Practice is very important. Definitely, it's very important. Without practice, I mean, you cannot become best of you. You cannot become best. Yeah.
What is your view on style in dancing? Like we had this Bani,
Uh,
that Bani. It's like,
I feel the beauty is more important than styles. We should
hmm,
think about the beauty. Whatever looks good on you, just take it. I don't mind, taking any Mysore jatis or style or Pandanallur style or anything. If I like something, if it looks good on me, I will just definitely take. I will
that's
in depth in my
what's your
along.
favorite food?
I like chole bhature, but I don't eat. Yeah, we have to be very careful.
Ah, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
Who's
but I
your
like
favorite
chole
hero?
bhature. Hero. I like Amitabh Bachchan.
Heroine?
He's very good. Heroine. I like Rekha.
Rekha ji. That's nice.
Yeah,
Who's your
yeah.
role model in life?
Role model in my life. God. A
That's nice.
formless God.
Very true. Any funny moment which you can share during your performance or post performance or pre performance?
Yeah, when I was I think 10 or 11 something, and I was performing on stage, and I draped the dhoti, and dhoti just fell down.
Oh
And
God.
I just had to run from there. Yeah, but I didn't start learning at that moment. I started later. Yeah, I
Okay.
was 10 or 11 something. Yeah. It was a improvising performance kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
was not trained at that. Yeah, it is one of the funniest.
Thanks a ton, Suhail, because I know that you were too busy and you have given a lot of time for us today, being part of the Sankatha series. And before we end the show, if you have any message to all of them, you can share it through this forum.
Um, so as we all know, we are going through this pandemic and all. It's much better at the moment, but you never know what will be there tomorrow. So just stay safe, and if you're a dancer, keep dancing, or if you're not a dancer, then you keep enjoying our performances. Listen good music and do yoga and everything. And yeah, I this will definitely, and I am definitely coming Bangalore very soon. If I have anyone here in, yeah, if anyone in from Bangalore they have joined, yeah, I will definitely visit there. So if I'm performing, I will definitely let them know. And another thing I wanted to tell you that this um, social media thing also really, working for us. Like we can share our dance with everyone, not in India. It's like everywhere we can share with them, and they learn from our posts. So it's really nice to see that, and yeah, it's really beautiful. Everything is going beautiful, and yeah,
Yeah. So you mean to stay, we need to stay fit, stay healthy, and keep dancing.
absolutely, absolutely, yes.
That's so nice. Thank you for the message, Suhail, and we will be eagerly waiting for you at Bengaluru very soon for your performance or any other kind of commitments which you have in the city when you are coming. We wish to see you
Surely,
perform more. We
surely.
wish you all the best for all your future endeavors. And thank you so much again for joining. Thank you.
Thank you again, Sagar, for having me, and you have a really good day. All the
Thank you.
best to you too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Take care.
Thank you.